Hey everybody, welcome to Life's Journey at 50. So I had the great pleasure recently to go to Horizons Unlimited. And for those that don't know, Horizons Unlimited is an organization that really showcases people that have traveled extensively on motorcycles. And the event was really a nice event for those that really want to travel outside the U.S. I mean, there was plenty of things that you could talk about with everybody there about the United States, but this was really about traveling the globe. And I had the good chance to be there with my friend Steve Madden, who just got back from going all the way down to Ushuaia, all the way down, to the southern tip. And I think he was gone for like four, almost 5 months, left in September, I think got back in February. And went all the way through, obviously, Mexico and all the countries in South America that he traveled, and very extensive. But part of his talk was about his other expedition. I mean, he's been to Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Russia. He's been all over, and you'll see a little bit of that in this part of the video. I didn't get the whole chance to stay for his entire talk. I was doing some other things for Mr. Tom Asher and helping him with some training stuff, but you'll get an idea of just what the event is like, because there's different speakers, just like Steve. I will laundry list the folks that were kind of there, and there were some really notable people, people that have put on 500,000 miles riding around the globe or more, and I thought it was very fascinating to talk about their journey, their travels, the people that they've met, the places they've been. And I think for all of us in this community, that's the enjoyment part, at least for me, is going to new places, meeting new people, and the diversity across this, what we call adventure riding, or whatever you want to call it, the spirit that we have inside this community. There are some great people.
Life's Journey at 50. This is my good friend Steve Madden. Hi,
Hello.
Steve.
Good morning.
Steve is going to talk about today his journey through Europe, correct?
No, around the world.
Around the world.
Yeah. This is through Asia.
So all those stick pins.
That's where it stops.
Wow.
It's kind of hard to tell that
With the white.
map, but this is Korea. That's Vladivostok. And this is Russia and Mongolia. Back into Russia and Kazakhstan. You can't tell, this is Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. And back into Kazakhstan, then into Russia. And
So you had to do quite a few border crossings, obviously.
22 in all. Each one is 2, so it's really 44.
Wow.
And here's the boot of Italy, which I covered up with my pins. This is my pin map at home, see?
I gotcha.
And the green is my 2019 trip in Europe and down into Tunisia, Africa. And the yellow is my 2021 trip up into the Arctic Circle through Sweden. And I went to Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Finland, Sweden, Poland.
Wow.
And it's Denmark there. And I've been a couple of times with a buddy I met in the Netherlands, who I met over here.
Now what about this red and the blue?
Red is where I ended my trip.
Oh, okay.
So if you had my North American map, you see there's a red dot in Cincinnati.
Got it. And the blue?
Blue was, I was on a ferry.
On a ferry. Got it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I forgot to do the blue one down here, but so.
It's impressive.
So he said, first thing you need to do is go to HU. So I came to 2 HU meetings before I took off. I bought my Africa Twin after I bought an older V-Strom. I bought the Africa Twin because he told me I needed spoke wheels before I did the trip. And I took a trial run through Mexico for 9 days to see if I could handle it. As it turns out, I've been in Mexico now 3 times on a bike. Communication in Mexico is more difficult than communication in Afghanistan. More people speak English in this part of the world, they speak English in Mexico or South America, which I've done since. So my travels have taken me at this stage to 49 countries and 5 continents in less than 5 years. Because after the Mexico trip, I did this to talk about it. I went back in 2000, actually went to Newfoundland in 2019, and in 2019 I took back. My Africa Twin is still in Europe, and I went to Europe and came down to Tunisia, with a friend I met in Mongolia, and I went back last year and went through the Arctic Circle. And as a pastor, I just got back 3 months ago from going down to Ushuaia. I rode through Central America and all through South America and came back from there. So it's been 49 countries in less than 5 years, 5 continents, and I'm not even that good at it. And so maybe the point I'm trying to make here is I really did some stupid stuff, and we'll talk about that now. And the first thing we got to talk about, we're going to do this. That's my epic win on June 10th, 2018, the day I left. I turned 65 2 days later, and look how this thing is set up, and this is an embarrassment. And I've been to 2 HU meetings, and you'd think that I would have figured it out. I have plastic panniers. I broke this the first time I dropped the bike in Mongolia. Cracked right off the hinges. Next day I dropped again on the left side, and that pannier flew up, went back 10 feet. I have a plastic back case. I don't even use a back case anymore. I have bungee cords, which I never use on motorcycles to this day ever. Nobody should ever use a bungee cord when they're traveling. I have these dry bags that I kept moving around on me. This thing broke in no time at all. Bike was beautiful, but it was set up poorly. And this is me. So I think I had an inkling, because this is me in Vancouver, and they were selling all this stuff for $1,600. I just didn't want to spend the money. But I had an inkling that maybe I should be doing something different. Now, when I talked to Merrill, he gave me a lot of advice on what to do. He said, how do I get the bike over to Korea? He said, well, you need an agent. I did 4 things very well. I contacted an agent in Korea. I bought rubles. I bought Korean money. I got my 3-year visa to Russia. And I purchased a green card for my insurance when I got to Europe. Those are the things I did very, very well. And I started the process. Well, this is Duncan Fraser. I said, how did the dealership in Vancouver? So when I got to Vancouver, I met with him. I had it all set up, and he said he could pack my bike for $250. So I got the dimensions and the weight. I contacted the managed freight company. They said they'd pick it up, put it on the plane, and get it to Korea for $1,250. So $1,500, that's a good deal. That sounds pretty good to me. I just came back from South America. It took me $3,200 to get my bike back. So I thought, this sounds like a good deal. Well, Duncan, who seems like a really nice guy, I've been in touch with, who is a nice guy, decided on his own to put my bike in a Goldwing case, which is made out of metal. It's this big instead of this big. And it cost $300. They charged me $300 for the case, which I dumped in Korea. They put 4 ties on it. I had 2 myself with me. They charged me for those. I dumped those there. And the extra weight and extra size, $900 to pack it, and $1,500 to $1,700, $1,800 to ship it. So it went from $1,500 to $2,700. I get over there, I meet 2 Canadians who did the same thing with their KTM it was, and they went to a BMW store, put it in a wooden crate, and got over for $250. So it was possible. I got screwed. They were doing it before I could even stop about it. That's a mistake. When I came back from, I'm now riding here, I have an F800, BMW F800. I had that shipped from Santiago, Chile, actually San Antonio. I did it by boat this time. And my buddy Dave, he was down there with me, he did it by plane. It cost him $2,200. He had to come to Miami and ride it home from there. It cost me $2,400 to ship it by boat to the Panama Canal to New York, put it on a train to Cincinnati, and I picked it up there, but added another $1,000 all 3 stops on the way. Then it cost me $3,200. So I don't know what to say about all that. Is there a right way to do it? I keep trying to find a right way and keep doing crazy, stupid things. So here it is, all packed. They did a beautiful job packing it up. Great guys, and now I'm in Korea.
I really enjoyed the Horizons Unlimited, and I, if you get a chance and you stop by one of their events, just take it for what it is. There's a lot. It's not a lot about riding. It's more about the experience and the journeys people have gone on, and what you could pick up, that if you're going to go do something and do that and go ride across the globe, what little tips and tricks there are to help you do that. So I hopefully enjoy this. Steve Madden, again, I plan on trying to get Steve locked down to interview him about his recent journey in South America. thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And again, we'll see you soon. Hopefully you can hit the like, subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.